All right, hello, and welcome back to the Ace Attorney Book Club, the Duckpond Ace Attorney Book Club. I am your host, Ziggy, once again, and I'm joined by a cast of familiar faces here, Goomb, Fluffy, and Allie. How are you all doing this week?
It's so cold.
It's getting chilly up here. I love it. Insert it into my veins. It was a bit weird seeing like going from 0 to 80 in terms of like the temperature. Like it was really hot. Now it's cold.
I
Or
agree.
actually, it
to
was
my
more like
apartment.
80 to 0. Sorry, Goomb.
I did that to my apartment today because it was really cold and I got in, so I turned on the heat. Wow.
That's a good idea, but for this week, we're gonna have to be getting out of the house because there was murders happening in the game of Ace Attorney 1. And this week we're going to be talking about the third case of the first game, Turnabout Samurai. There's a little blurb about this case. Basically, Will Powers, the actor who played the Steel Samurai, has been accused of murdering Jack Hammer with the samurai spear at Global Studios. And Maya and Phoenix go to investigate, and they find out a whole bunch of stuff and meet a whole bunch of wacky characters. This is also the first case where Phoenix and Maya work as a team, and we have a full 3 days of investigation, so it's the longest chapter or case we've had so far, which is pretty cool. But since we're only going through one case today, we're basically just going to be trying to keep it chronologically, like in the days of the actual investigations. So we'll just be starting with day 1 of the investigation, where they go meet Will Powers and then learn about the stuff and then have the trial. So yeah, why don't we just start with like the Steel Samurai in general, I guess. What do you guys think about the Steel Samurai? Because that is a big part of this case.
That theme is like a 30-second loop, but it never gets old. I love it.
Yeah. It's introduced as a kids television show that Maya really likes. I mean, we get a little bit of information about what actually happens in the show throughout the case. It definitely seems like a very cheesy kind of thing. I mean,
It's
very
a
kids
Sentai show, like your Kamen Rider, your Power Rangers.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Something like that.
I loved the Power Rangers as a kid. So I
Never watched it.
I relate.
It really I don't. I shouldn't speak, but like it reminds me of like this one. Never mind. I don't like. It looks like a reference to a Japanese like character, but I don't know the name of it. Like his mask looks very similar.
What,
That's not the
Ultraman?
Maybe actually, yeah.
I think it's a cute concept for a kid's show. And that is where they went after a murder case is interesting.
I mean, it's also a murder case. Jack
Yeah,
Hammer
well,
is
I-
dead.
I was debating whether or not saying that because we're going chronologically. I don't, spoilers for people.
It's okay if you say stuff that happens later in the case. I would just like the
Allie,
guide the
I'm
conversation.
gonna spoil the entire series. It's basically all like 99% murder cases.
Yeah, but I will say I do like how they almost immediately start having like they show like all the adults kind of liking the show too. Like, I mean, I guess Maya is an adult, but eventually there's like Nicole's, and then also I guess, does Old Bag even like this show? I'm not exactly sure.
Old Bag just likes Hammer.
I think she like actually dislikes the show. Like she actively dislikes it because it's like humiliating for Hammer.
Okay, that's a fair point. Well, anyways, Maya sees the news about the murder on the thing, so then they go and they meet Will Powers. And I have to say, I think it's really funny how the second they see Will Powers at the detention center, Maya immediately changes her mind and says that he did it.
That was a great. That was a. That,
To his face.
Yeah.
that was a
Very
great.
Maya core.
That was a
Maya
great bit.
behavior.
That was a great bit. This entire case, like she'll just like 180 on someone. Like when she, like when Deep Ask is like, maybe I'll cancel the show. She's the killer. It was a great bit.
Yeah. She really cares about Steel Samurai. I guess that's technically probably the first time she's ever seen like the actor under the Steel Samurai, because He tries to hide his face a lot. I think they mentioned that.
For the
Well,
immersion.
it's the
for
thing is
kids.
that Will Powers is so hideous that it's the only type of role he could get is the Kamen Rider guy in a suit.
Yeah.
I think he's kind of.
I don't think he was hideous. I think he was just average looking. Because like there's a quote on there. I forget if it was like D or Sal. They were like, "Oh yeah, we lose like Sal on public. I mean not Sal. We lose Will on public transportation all the time." Like I think the joke is more that like it's hard to tell because it's like all anime. I think it's less that he looks hideous and more he's just very average looking.
No, he's supposed to not be like attractive. I think
Well, yeah,
Mia
yeah.
accuses him of murder the second she meets him.
Well, I mean, I think I would still go with like the average-looking joke where it's like, oh, like it would be like if you find out like Batman is played by Jacob the janitor, who just looks very, I don't know.
Oh, it'd be like if you found out Batman is played by a guy who looks like a mob enforcer.
Yeah, I mean, I think Will is supposed to like be kind of intimidating. Like he's kind of a big guy, so. But I mean, they need to steal Samurai to be kind of a big thing. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, what do you think about Will just in general, like his character? I think he's decent. Like he's kind of just like a gentle giant sort of character. That's kind of his archetype. He doesn't really do much throughout the entire case, I would say. Like he kind of writes up stuff for Phoenix and Maya. And they also talk to him like some, I don't know, they ask him multiple times whether he actually was sleeping in his room or not. But otherwise he doesn't do too much.
At least like, I'm trying to like take this conversation the basis of like, from like, I'm trying not to talk about future cases more, but like, he was definitely not as involved in this as someone like Maya is, which makes sense because his alibi is he was sleeping the entire time.
Yeah.
So like his character is like arguably not that important. He's more just kind of like a plot device in that sense. Like for what we see of him, he's fine, but like it's not that like it's not like a bad thing he's not involved. It's just the direction they went with it.
What about you, Goomb?
I don't know. I think he definitely could stand to be more involved in the case because he does feel slightly disconnected from everyone. I kind of wish they did what they would do a lot with like other characters where he has like a mini arc during the thing where like maybe he's not as into the role or something like that and he just gets more into it because he finds out like Cody cares or something. I don't know. I'm spitballing ideas here just because like I feel like he's super uninvolved. It makes it hard for me to really like him that much in this case. Like I still like him as a character, but like I don't know. Also,
that's fair. I
Also,
mean, they
his,
basically just sidelined him at the end by having like a news show.
My biggest complaint with him is like honestly a complaint with the whole case itself. So I'm not gonna say it until we get to.
I mean,
like,
he still plays the Pink Princess. That's still his role.
I mean, like I'm not gonna like say my biggest complaint about him and the case until we get to the end of day 2, or else we'll just talk about day 2 when I bring this up.
The biggest thing about him that
Okay.
bothers me is that his sprite where he's like holding the handkerchief and looking at it doesn't have an animation for him standing still and doing it, so he immediately snaps back to his normal sprite every time he does it.
That's
That's
funny
just
though.
like-
What
It
about
bothers
you?
me.
Any thoughts on Will Powers before I move on?
Really like him. Smash for sure.
I need to put an asterisk in Will because I'll come back to him later. So I'm just
Alright.
reminding myself of that.
Okay.
Oh.
Anything else?
No, it's fine. I got cut off by Fluffy, but
Oh. No, you can-
Oh,
no, I really liked him. I think he had a cool personality. I really liked how the Game Grumps like voiced him, and I thought he was very funny. I do wish he was involved more though. Like he was not in the trial at all, which I don't know if that's just the normal thing.
It's
But-
not really that normal.
Yeah, he
Usually
doesn't-
the defense
does he?
has, like something to do in the trial. He does not testify at all or anything.
Oh,
I don't
yeah,
think he even
that's-
shows
Yeah,
up on the
like
stand.
that was weird.
Mm.
So I
guess,
wish there was
did
more
Maya
of him,
ever
'cause I
testify
do like him.
though?
no.
I
In
thought
this-
she did.
In the previous case, I mean.
No, but Maya shows up to be your like assistant during the second day. So she at
Okay.
least does stuff.
I don't think it's that normal for the defendant to testify.
It
in the
becomes more
game.
normal for them to show up on the witness stand. Not necessarily to
Mhm.
testify, but to at least say stuff in later games.
Yeah, but like they're not in the like room at all. It seems like there's no like shot of them panicking or reacting to anything. It's like he's just not there.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's like a budget and like sprite issue.
All right. Well, they talk to Will Powers. They get a lot of request to go into Global Studios, and then they probably meet the standout character, I would say, of the entire case, who actually isn't named until we get to the trial of the first day.
You almost
for a
said
while-
game. You caught yourself.
She's not named until the actual trial, so she's just known as the grumpy old lady, but her actual name is Wendy Oldbag, and she's quite the character, that's for sure.
I
I
think
love
the text
Wendy
does
so
have
much.
her named as Old Bag from the beginning, though.
Oh, really? Interesting. Okay,
Okay.
I'm reading some stuff off of the wiki, so
It might
I
be
thought that
like
was
old
interesting,
space bag, and then it switches to old bag during the trial.
Yeah,
I
I think the joke is like it would be like if like I don't know, like you meet like an old man character and the text calls him Curmudgeon, only to find out later his name is Curmudgeon, like William
I see.
Curmudgeon or something
Okay.
like that.
that's fair.
It's like it kind of just calls her old bag as like an insult, but then like, oh, that's her actual name.
Hmm.
I like how her age is question marks in the court record. Also, the court record doesn't even say her name; it just calls her security lady while she's testifying.
Wow.
That's something that I wrote down for the trial, which I guess I skipped ahead. Oops.
No one wanted to call
No,
her
it's
her
okay.
name. It felt rude. Old Bag.
The judge
She
didn't
is-
want to.
She is like one of my favorite
He was right
like
there.
characters in the game. She's very good.
Well, technically, the court record that you have in the game is canonically written by whoever you're playing as.
Hmm.
The like thing it can bring up with a button press.
Yeah,
That's
but
also why it has like stuff that they just stole in it.
Oldbag, she makes a very good first impression, I would say, just as like a character. I mean, she almost immediately has her iconic thing where she just starts talking and skips to the text immediately, which is very funny. He also does that in the actual trial portion, which is great.
Does it only happen twice? I feel like I only noticed it those 2 times.
I think it happens another investigation day. But can't
I don't
exactly.
remember. I didn't write it down.
Yeah, but that is very funny.
I never noticed that she, in this case, I don't know about the later ones, but she's wearing a wedding ring in this case, so she's still married. I kind of assumed that she was divorced or her husband died.
Oh yeah, she has a son. Like I wrote that down. Like I didn't know she had a son, but like when she had the giant unskippable text, she mentions her son.
I mean, I knew she
And
was
so-
married at one point because she has one of her giant unskippable texts mentions her husband in a different occasion. Because she shows up again because she's such an iconic character.
Is that in the Edgeworth game? Because I don't remember that in like other. I don't remember her husband being mentioned in other.
Possibly. You gotta get on the edge of your seat.
Oh.
She's in more games than you think.
Okay, so I have a hot, like, probably incorrect theory. I
Okay.
believe like this is more just like a headcanon sort of thing. Like unless there was like a specific dialogue where she's like, "Oh, Jack Hammer's like so sexy" or whatever. I like which would kind of disprove my theory. I think Jack Hammer might have been her son because like I don't know, like her obsession like goes a bit beyond like, oh, like he's such a handsome actor and like I don't know, like I guarantee that's not the correct interpretation, but like just learning he had a son, I was kind of like, I like this idea.
I think it's just the same sort of thing that she has with Edgeworth because she appears to be into the bad boys.
Yeah.
No,
She's
not
definitely
into the
protective of him.
She's not into the bad boys. She's into like the by the book, like she's into the opposite of bad boys.
Really? I don't know. I feel like Edgeworth is a bad boy.
She calls him
No.
edgy and like blushes.
Yeah, she has her blushy sprite for Edgeworth.
No, I was more just saying like I think it's more that she's like attracted to like authoritative people and like not that Edgeworth is a bad boy, just like he's in charge kind of guy.
I mean, yeah. I don't know if I agree, but I can kind of see what you're saying. I mean, I don't agree with the theory at least. I don't think. I mean, yeah.
Would she be attracted to Diva then?
The who?
You know, D.
Oh, Deep Vasquez.
her last name.
She doesn't like D.
Probably not.
We,
Yeah.
we know that she doesn't like D.
Yeah.
Vasquez.
But she's
because of-
authoritative, so maybe that debunks the theory.
Yeah.
No, she doesn't like him because of what she did to him, like how she like, because she
Yeah.
knows about the like. Oh, I'm not gonna.
No, that's okay.
Like she doesn't like D because of like the whole blackmail with Hammer. So I think I would override like any sort of other feeling about that.
Objection.
Oh yeah. I guess I didn't say at the beginning that this would have spoilers for this case, but
Oh no,
that's spoilers.
yeah, the
this is
episode,
a 20-year-old game.
the discussion about this case would have spoilers on it. There you go.
Did you? I noticed this today because I was looking at the Ace Attorney Reddit and they were posting, oh, this scene happened today, like 3 days ago. I actually played this case on one of the days it takes place in, which is kind of funny.
Yeah, I played the 19th trial on the 19th.
I played the 20th trial on the 20th.
Yeah, it's quite awesome.
Are we trying to match up when we do it?
No, there's no way we can do that.
Oh.
It jumps ahead like 2 months for the
Yeah.
next case.
Yeah,
I'll
this
see you guys in 2 months.
this case actually happens a few months after the second case in the game. Like Phoenix just
I
said
think it's
at the
1
beginning
month.
that he hadn't been getting any like work for a while and he didn't know how he was gonna pay rent.
Yeah, I think it's 1 month.
So,
So I think Turnabout Sisters is in September.
but we'll talk about Old Bag more. I guess we can move on. So they go check out one of the studios and they run into Gumshoe there. I mean, he's like the detective, so they walk around with him. I hit a screenshot and I don't exactly know what it was referencing, but Maya said something along the lines of Phoenix should have a badge with a big L on it for lawyer. Like,
Oh yeah, that's
like Gumshoe's badge for the police.
that's the text you get if you present the lawyer badge to Gumshoe in the first day.
Yeah.
They have a conversation about how unimpressive his badge is. And Gumshoe goes, oh, everyone knows I'm a police officer when I flash my badge. No one knows what yours means. Then Maya goes, you should have your badge should be like a big L for lawyer.
Yeah.
That's so
Small
funny.
Luigi.
And when was this game made? 2004?
Translation is from like 2005, I think.
Yeah. I don't exactly.
It's crazy
know.
that language, well, I guess it's been around forever, but
The game came out in like 2002, I think, but that's in Japan, doesn't count. I believe it is 2005 where that, because a lot of the dialogue is rewritten for the American version.
I see.
I mean, it takes place in California in the American version. I think you can tell that a lot of it was rewritten.
So random like while we're talking about translation, when it says the Mafia in the original version, would it have been the Yakuza?
Yes.
Okay.
Every single time they say Mafia and Ace Attorney, it's the Yakuza.
All right, but
that confused me. I forgot that it takes place in California. Sorry, Ziggy.
It's Japanifornia.
Japanifornia.
Anyways, talking to Gumshoe, they learn about that camera that like snaps the people's photos, and so they go talk to Old Bag again, but she doesn't want to show them any of like the photos, I think, just yet. But they are able to go down to the employee area, and this actually starts a gag that I really like during this case, where there's like a piece of steak that was left down there, and Maya talks about how she has a second stomach for steak.
Yeah,
Like,
I
a
wrote that down in
special
my notes
reserve
also.
stomach, which is great. And then
She has multiple.
you go
I
into
like
Will
that.
Power's room, and when you're searching around in there's a bag. You can search his bag, and it has like some candies in it. And she's like, "Oh yeah, I also have a second stomach reserved for candy."
Yeah, then Phoenix just goes, how many stomachs does this girl have?
Yeah, which might be one of my favorite lines in the case, or maybe the L for Lawyer one. But that's pretty funny. Once they get the card key from Will's Powers rooms, they're able to go into Studio 1, and that's
they
when
just
they meet.
steal it.
Yeah, well, they say they borrow it, but they basically just steal it. But they meet a stagehand called Penny Nichols. I don't actually think they mentioned
Penny
her
Nichols.
last. Penny Nichols. Oh yeah, that's probably right. I don't actually think they mentioned her last name until like the final day, but we don't really get too much information about
Old
her
Bag
here.
does say it. I think on the second day maybe. Sorry,
I see.
not to correct you. It doesn't matter, but
Well, I could be wrong though. I just remember that they didn't say it on the first day at least. So.
Yeah.
yeah.
If Penny is like in the bellboy tier of like useless characters who would not even exist in the later games because they don't really show up ever, she's very unmemorable. I like her. I like her not as much as the bellboy because the bellboy is funnier by a significant margin. She's kind of doesn't really do much aside from like
Nothing.
look
Penny
cute, I guess.
She kind of suffers from sharing the same sort of like obsession with the cards as the kid that comes up later. So
That's like the one interesting thing about her. Don't take that away.
Yeah, but like somebody else also has that, so it's like I don't know.
It gives you the confidence that there was someone else and not just.
But
yeah.
I don't know. She's I like her, but she's kind of boring at the end of the day. She doesn't really do anything.
Yeah.
Aside from I guess like trade you a card on day 2.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking like she barely added anything. Like they could have cut. Like
there was a period in time
they could have cut her, honestly.
I know this from developer interviews where like among the staff, knowing who Penny Nichols was considered a sign that you knew about the series because she's so unmemorable.
Yeah, she's kind of just there to annoy Old Bag, I feel like, and that's about it.
But think about it though, the little boy and her had the perfect card for each other. Like it was almost fate if they had just like talked to each other about cards.
Yeah.
And like that's really a beautiful thing. I don't think the story would have been the same without that.
She also inexplicably uses Gumshoe's theme we were talking to her in Studio One, which I don't really understand why. The song is literally called like Dick Gumshoe something something something, and then she plays for Penny on day 1, and I'm like, why?
Oh jeez. Well, anyways, talking to her, and then you go back to Old Bag, and Old Bag gets mad and storms off for Nichols, and so then
Hang
that's
on.
how you get the.
You forgot something very important. In
Oh,
Studio
that's
1,
right. That's right. I'm so sorry.
In Studio 1, there is a ladder.
Oh no.
There's actually, so you observe a step ladder in Studio 1, and then that's like the first instance of the gag.
World famous ladder joke.
Yeah. If you mind, because I don't know if Allie actually knows about this gag, but do you mind explaining it for her?
So there's a step ladder in Studio 1, as discussed. A lot of things have funny conversation if you look at them because funny. But the step ladder conversation is amazing, and it's just I think it starts with Maya just going, "Oh look, a ladder," and then Phoenix just goes, "Actually, that's a step ladder. You see the steps?" And then Maya just goes, "What's the difference? You just stop judging things based on your narrow-minded cultural assumptions, Nick." That's the entire conversation. It's great, and it sparks a long trend of stepladder conversations in the Ace Attorney series. Well, that will continue on throughout the ages. I think the first one is simple, it's short, and it's sweet. It's a good conversation.
Yeah. I mean...
But Phoenix's team stepladder, Maya's team ladder. That's what you need to know.
So I guess now that I've explained, we all gotta figure out what side we're on then here, right? I mean...
I'm on team stepladder.
I'm on team stepladder.
Oh yeah, team stepladder all the way.
Okay. I'm on team ladder because for the longest, like I always thought a stepladder had like 1 or 2 steps. This thing has like, although, it's a stepladder now that I'm
Okay. I mean, it's fine if you're thinking it's a ladder. I think
it's more just like talking out loud. It's just like every like time I've called a stepladder, it like has 1 or 2 steps, and I don't think I've ever seen one. Actually, that's not true. I've seen them at work, but like, I don't know. I've just never seen like a stepladder with that many steps. But normally, if I say stepladder, it has like 1 or 2.
That's just because you have short stepladders.
I don't.
Wait. Sorry, I'm looking at it again, and that totally looks like a ladder.
It's a stepladder.
Comparatively, there's some fan art of Maya next to an actual stepladder, and that is a stepladder. I'm gonna post it at PC End.
I don't know. I just kind of feel like a stepladder has like the thing that keeps it upright, but a ladder is just like the one part of it without the upright part.
Yeah.
And that ladder has both sides as a ladder.
No, it doesn't. It's just leaning against the wall, so it's hard to see.
No, I swear you can see 2 layers of it at the top there.
It would
Oh,
fold out.
I thought that one had 2 layers. I'm not sure anymore.
It would fold out so you could lean against it.
Look, I sent an image. It has 2 layers.
I know. I've looked at this step ladder many
You're right.
times.
Yeah. Okay, keep talking.
But anyway, that's all the important stuff about step ladders. It shows up a lot. I just like it. I much like Gumshoe getting his salary cut. I will probably just write down every time that it happens.
Yeah.
Although
Okay,
spoilers for this case.
He didn't.
I know he never gets his salary cut. The
And
worst thing that
that-
happens to him is that Old Bag calls him incompetent during the trial, and it just cuts to Edgeworth looking like with his arms crossed. It just goes ... I believe, something like that. But he doesn't say he's gonna cut Gumshoe's salary, so
To be
Gumshoe's
fair,
pay is doing fine.
To be fair, like I think this case, like, correct me if I'm wrong. This case is like one of the few that doesn't have a detective testimony. Although
Yeah,
to be
you're right.
fair, like Wendy, like she kind of, to be fair, like she kind of plays that role since she's the security guard. So like it's not like, like she can provide like a lot of like the objective details. Like here's how the, like here's how the, I almost said studio is like laid out and stuff like that. So in a way, she kind of plays Gumshoe's role in the court, because normally like Gumshoe would be the first one to like give a testimony.
I think they wanted
fair.
to milk the
Milk the old pack.
milk Old Bag Edgeworth dynamic as long as they could.
Yeah. I also
Which
just
choice?
want to point out that there is another ladder type object in the employee area, but you can't actually observe it. So,
It doesn't have text, yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of a shame.
Is it also
Something
a
that you
stepladder?
can observe. It is also a stepladder. Something that you can observe on day one is the all the stuff in the office. And
Yeah.
one of the things in the office is the window. And this is something that I didn't know about until like 3 or 4 years ago. But if you examine the window, it talks about how the Gatewater Hotel is doing. And what Phoenix says is that in this case is that the Gatewater Hotel is always full of visitors these days. Because the bellboy was right. Gatewater Hotel Murder Manor is a swinging success.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, okay, that I invented that second part, but
That's a
Needless to
really
say-
that's a really funny image that like people pay top money to like use that, like, and so like this throughout the entire series, people are just like staring into Phoenix's like office.
yeah.
Just the thought of having a telescope going right into your office. Right. Okay, well, we get to the trial. I think we were wrong before because, at least according to the wiki, it says they call up Gumshoe immediately to lay out the facts.
He says
No.
some stuff, but he never testifies.
Yeah, I don't think he has
Yeah.
to testify or anything, but he is up there. And then they bring up Wendy Oldbag, who's basically the only person in this entire trial portion.
Yeah. That's more of an Ace
Because
Attorney
who
1
else
thing, where
matters?
the trials are a lot shorter.
I gotta say, they pretty much immediately
Exactly.
have her throw Edgeworth off. Like, Edgeworth
Yeah.
has completely shed. I gotta say, in this entire case as well, Edgeworth has completely shed his very imposing and I guess kind of ruthless persona that he built up in the first case.
Eh,
I think he's
I
just
don't
so
think-
thrown off by the lady. He's still brooding.
Yeah, no.
She's just also like a wild talker.
Yeah, he's just dealing with a senile old woman. Like,
I don't know. I
rest,
feel like for most of this case, though,
You know.
he is kind of just thrown for a loop.
Well,
Rest of the
he's dealing with
trials.
Old Bag on day 1, and he's dealing with Cody on day 2, and then he's, well, you know what he does on day 3.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that later.
and Sal is okay. Sal didn't do much.
Yeah, Sal only has like 2 testimonies.
Yeah.
He was pretty normal, which is weird because he was like a co-conspirator for. I guess it wouldn't be for murder, would it? It would be like manslaughter.
Yeah.
I don't really know the Japanifornia murder laws very well.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, like at least in America, that would be manslaughter, and it would be more of a crime to like help, like for her and him to like cover. I guess that would
they,
be.
They seem to not
that-
care very much about like obstruction of justice and perjury in the Ace Attorney universe.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say that would be conspiracy, obstruction of justice, and is
Seeing
does
how
conspira-
often
like, d-
Phoenix just takes pieces of evidence from the.
Although I guess Old Bag never lies in the stand. She just like misinterprets things or doesn't remember things.
yeah,
Which
they are
kinda
dealing.
surprising.
People have lied though.
Yes.
I also like, yeah, she never lies. Now you mention it. They do take her down to like police headquarters for questioning, but I think it's more
That's
just
Phoenix's
like,
fault.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I
eventually.
mean, who else would you suspect at that point?
Yeah,
Sorry.
eventually Phoenix gets to the point where he's basically just accusing Old Bag of doing or being in the samurai costume at least. So then she finally reveals the information that she had to leave out all the production crew, like the producer and the director, for some reason, because I guess that's just allowed.
To protect them.
Yeah, I guess the detective and the police agent, she just
I mean,
decided to agree with that.
The detectives and the police did not know that they were there. That was like Edgeworth says he didn't know that they were there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess that's fair.
That's one of the reasons why he's so distraught. Like during the trials, he's like, "Why did you not tell me half of the stuff you're saying on the stand?" Like, it's not just that Old Bag is weird. It's that she's saying a lot of information that Edgeworth didn't get. Because Edgeworth is used to like knowing everything the witnesses know before the trial. Like the bellboy was coached, April May was coached, Red White was coached. Old Bag just does whatever she wants, and that's also throwing him off the entire day.
I think
You
that's also
forgot.
like that. I'm gonna like kind of jump like I'm not gonna like. I think that's a big reason why he does what he does at the end of the game, like because like the entire studio like it kind of like it's very conspiracy and like they've been kind of like, and so like I think that kind of pissed him off in a way.
Yeah.
Where like he wanted to like, okay, you're not being cooperative with me, then fuck you. Like.
During the trial, Edgeworth Phoenix calls himself Sherlock Holmes too, and I hope that in the upcoming patch they're gonna change it to Herlock Sholmes too, because Herlock Sholmes is a real person. I don't know who Sherlock Holmes is.
That'd be great.
That's what I wrote in my notes.
Okay, last thing, at least for me during this, I think I screenshotted this when Old Bag goes and talks about how the producer and the director was there. Maya says, "Old Windbag sure has balls," or well, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So that's a great line.
Who's to say she? Who's to say she doesn't?
Yeah, she's got bags.
And
But
balls.
anything else anyone has to say about the first trial day?
It's just so funny that like I know like that like I need to stop like analyzing these. Like I'm not like an expert in law, but like it's so funny that like they barely know anything about the case and then decide, yeah, this is the great first day for a trial. Like we're missing like 4 witnesses. Like we don't get like. I know it's the whole thing.
To bring the idea up in the case, it's the whatever I forgot what they call it. It's like
expedited
the fast trial system.
Yeah.
And they bring it to trial like the day after it happens, or 2 days after it happens, and then the trial lasts 3 days. It's a very good legal system that the Ace Attorney world has.
Yeah.
It's just really funny. Like they don't know the kid, they don't know the producer or the director. I also like the line where like Edgeworth is like, the director, I should have known that. Like
yeah. Well, he should have known that.
That's another thing where I'm just like, I feel like they're already making Edgeworth be so silly. And I mean, I guess technically in the original release there was only a single trial after this, so like they kind of had to do it. But maybe to me, just because I've played like the 2 other games after this, it feels kind of fast. But I don't know.
Ace Attorney 1 is weirdly paced. Maybe I'll talk more about this later, but
maybe I got the wrong impression, but like kind of what I was saying earlier, like yeah, Edgeworth was being silly, but I think it's more just like I think the entire studio is being uncooperative, like kind of like
you're probably right about that.
So like although like yes, it's played for like a comedic effect, it's not that he's like incompetent or something. Like he's working with like he's defending like the mafia yakuza sort of people, and like they're not being cooperative.
Well,
so
he's not defending anyone. He's prosecuting.
Oh, no, yeah. I said working with like okay, prosecuting. Yeah, you're right. But like he's working with incredibly like conspiratorial and like uncooperative witnesses. Like his witnesses are an old woman, a 7-year-old, a co-conspirator
for 10.
No, he's 7. He's 7. I looked in the case thing. It said 7.
Or does it say 7?
Yes, it is like
7
10
during the trial. Dang.
Well, the court record says he's 7. If it says he's 10 in the trial, then that's like an inaccuracy.
I see.
And then like a murderer and her co-conspirator.
Yeah.
Like, his witnesses kind of suck.
Not the greatest set of things. I gotta agree. Alright, well.
Fluffy is right. I did not look it up on the trial. They just called him like around 10. It's like, well, he's probably 10 then.
Well, to be fair, it is like what you were saying. Like it's Phoenix. Like I don't know. Maybe the ages aren't exactly accurate.
He is in second grade, but I don't remember how old I was in second grade, so maybe he is
7
7.
to 8.
I'm so divorced from elementary school that I don't. I'm just like it's a child. What could he be like 10?
10, I remember it was 5th grade for me, so.
I don't.
Turning 2
remember.
digits. Don't you remember?
Nope.
Alright, well, anyways, we got the second day investigation because they realized that there was way more people to interview after the first day trial. So they go
Why
back
are there way more people?
to Global Studios and they immediately run into Salmonella. Everybody has an opinion on this character in this case, that's for sure.
He has one of my
barely
one of
have
my
an opinion on him.
he has one of my favorite lines. It's like I had a hard time picking between this or the line I ended up choosing as my favorite line. But someone says everyone will know the name Salmonella. That just really made me laugh.
Wow.
I feel like Sal's dialogue being written in lead speak is like how you can tell this game was translated in like 2005 or 2006.
Yeah,
Because like they would not do that this year.
it reminds me of Mario and Luigi Partners in Time, and they had that sort of stuff in there.
The Super Elite Hammer Bros.
Yeah. They also, interestingly... Oh, sorry, you can go on.
When that first showed up in the video, because again, watching the playthrough, they have a tendency of like editing some of the text to say things that they're saying. I thought that they had edited that into the video, and it took me like probably a minute to realize that they weren't doing a bit, and that was actually just how the character was speaking.
Yeah.
And I mean, it didn't take actually that long, you know, looking at him and seeing who he was, because he's for sure interesting.
There's a funny, like, in his trial, there's a part where Phoenix says, "Don't you question mark me." I just think that's real, like...
I was gonna say that is my favorite line from the trial. Or from
That
the
was
movie. That is my favorite.
That was just really funny, because I'm like... Because, like, the entire time I was, like, picturing, like, only Sal could speak like this, but the fact that, like... It's just funny. That's a good pick for a line, though.
Only other thing I'll have to say about Manila is I'm pretty sure it's in this instance when you're talking to him, but he does say WTF, which is kind of out of place. I mean, I guess he's not saying an expletive or anything, but it's a little bit weird.
Yeah, it's definitely the harshest language this attorney uses.
Yeah.
If you know what WTF stands for.
But yeah, funny guy. Anyways, after talking to him, you go back to Old Bag.
Just trying to get rid of Sal immediately.
I mean, unless you guys have anything else to say about Sal, but...
I mean, I don't know. Can we talk about, like, the end of the case?
Sure.
No, I'll just save that for later,
okay.
Actually.
He's just weird. Actually, the first time that we saw him, I thought he was the fanboy. Like, because it was, like, playing up, like, there's this fanboy, and we're gonna find him in the building, and then it goes into Sal, and I'm like, holy shit, that's him.
Well, she also says
it's not a 2-year-old. It's like someone who could have actually done the murder, and then it's like, oh, you're the director, and I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ. Okay.
I think Old Bag is not that senile. I think she can recognize how old people are.
Yeah.
I couldn't really tell at first, but then it made sense, and I don't know. I wish they played more into the relationship between Sal and the D person.
There is some pretty cursed official art that I could probably find.
Official art.
Okay, maybe we should move on then. Let's see. So after that, you go back to Old Bag. Apparently she was stuffed into a Steel Samurai costume to see if it would fit. And then you run into Cody Hackins when you go back to the employee area. The child that was mentioned earlier.
What was Cody's name a pun? I had that down in my notes.
Hacking.
Oh,
it's just like two programming things combined. I don't. This is like the Ace Attorney 1 translating team, like just making pun names that don't really make sense.
Yeah.
Like Salmonella has nothing to do with like food or anything, aside from just like being chubby, I guess. Willpower is like not really a strong-willed person.
I thought the Salmonella thing was more just to show that he's gross, honestly.
Maybe that was the intention. I never thought of it like that.
Gross pun.
I wonder what Cody's name is. Do they have? I wonder what the names in Japanese are then. I wonder if they would.
I think they're
I
also
mean,
really
I
funny.
don't know if they're like funny because I don't speak Japanese.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, when I go onto Cody Hacken's page on the wiki and I read let me scroll down. And I read Kyuto Otaki, I roll on the floor laughing.
Yeah. Now that's some funny stuff. So you meet Cody Hackins, but he doesn't like you because you're not like an older woman, I guess. So then he runs off, and you find the sleeping pill bottles, which basically leads into like the whole thing about Jackhammer drugging Will Powers eventually. But also later on, you meet D. Vasquez, the character who will become very important later on in the case. But what do you think about D?
D is a character that, like, I don't know, I didn't like her the first time I played the game, but I've come around to her eventually. I like in her introduction when she takes you over to Mr. Monkey, she just complaining about his ooking. That's a really good moment from her. That's a really like one of her intro moments.
Yeah.
1 ook per hour. Ook, ook, ook. Always with the ooking. It's a really good
Always
line.
with the
It's not my
ooking.
favorite line, but
She
it's
It's
really weird.
kinda-
I don't like the way. Sorry, I just want to complain about this now before I
Okay.
forget about it. I don't like the way that day 2 of the investigation is structured, because I've played the game like a lot of times. It really just feels like you're kind of aimlessly wandering around for most of it.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
you
I
keep,
I got lost.
Do
You
kinda
keep
agree.
checking Old Bag's office to see if you can get into the trailer yet. D's just sitting in the trailer waiting for you to like open the D loot box so you can talk to her.
Yeah.
Just to get you like, I couldn't have done the murder because there was a monkey head blocking my way. Sorry, loser.
I do kind of feel like this is the first instance of a time in an Ace Attorney game where I got kind of like, I'm not really sure how to progress. I just kind of goes like go between rooms and start checking stuff to see if something will happen.
I also didn't know about like the button that like lets you see more of the crime scene, so like I was stuck there for a while.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
they don't
Also,
really explain that,
like
do
the-
they?
like if Phoenix had like a also like I wish he had like a thing in dialogue where he's like, man, I'm stumped. I should go back to the office. Like I had no idea to go back to the office to like go see Mia. Like that, like that was not.
I thought they
structured
actually
well.
did say something about that because I didn't like get stuck with that at all. Maybe you just missed it. It was like one line.
I don't think I got
It is
stuck
me,
there.
so
But it's kind of
I
weird
like-
maybe it's just me.
to have to do that.
Anyway, you can talk about Mia before we talk about the rest.
I mean,
I mean, talk about D before we talk about the Mia part of the investigation because I have a lot of things
Yeah.
to say during that happened during that.
It just goes back like I don't have anything to add other than what I said last time, where it's just I really don't like bringing Mia back a lot, and like
Well,
especially
I
this
just
time.
talk
Like,
about D instead of Mia.
oh, sorry. But well, I'm already on the Mia train, so I'm just gonna finish my thought. Like I have nothing more to add other than this just proves my point from what I said earlier. Like it didn't even really feel that dire. Like I felt like the only thing she did was she was the only one able to talk to Cody. Which, like, sure, I guess, but I don't know. I just feel like if they don't, like, she's better used, like, more infrequently. And I feel like her being around for, like, most of, like, the second half of the second investigation is, like, it just
the second half
lessens.
of the investigation, there's a lot of dialogue that you can get because Maya isn't there. So I had to write new conversations for all the stuff that you talk about with Maya. Like,
Yeah.
if you examine the ladder, it reveals another thing that pops up multiple times, that Phoenix is canonically afraid of heights.
Oh.
That's something I did not know that was introduced in this game.
I did
but it is.
not go back to that, so I didn't know.
She also reveals the name of the plant in her office. It's Charlie. That happens during this case. When you're on
Oh
day 2
my
of
god,
the
that's so
investigation.
important.
Oh.
It is. The movie poster in her office that Phoenix can't is the movie that made Mia cry, the only movie ever that did it. That Phoenix wants to see but doesn't know the name of it. You can talk to her about it, and then she goes, "Oh yeah, you should see it. It's named. Shoot, was it named? Because she also forgot its name."
Wow.
And then all the samurai movies in Studio 2, she knows about them too because Maya watched them so much. So everyone besides Phoenix knows about all these stupid samurai movies.
Wow.
There's so much
that
Mia
is-
dialogue that you can get.
yeah,
I
that
like
is-
having her around the
skipped
investigation
all
because it
of
does
that.
really.
I did not know about any of that.
Having all this Mia nonsense really helps characterize her. And also, you get the little bit where once again, Phoenix only knows 2 kinds of flowers. So the flower bed in Studio 2, Phoenix just goes, these nameless flowers. Well, nameless to me at least. Because they're not tulips or the other one that he
Roses.
knows. No, that's later. It's spoilers for like a case that's way later, but he realizes that he knows 3 kinds of flowers and he remembers roses exist. So it's specifically not roses, it's tulips and something else.
Well, we'll have more
Anyway.
time to talk about D later, but the case, the second day investigation basically ends with Maya turning into Mia and then talking to Cody again and then stealing his scrapbook. And,
Well, he gives it to you, it's not stealing.
yeah.
Because all his photos are digital, so we can just make another one.
And then while talking to him, he reveals that he saw the Steel Samurai like defeat a bad guy, and Gumshoe, standing outside of the room, barges in and then arrests the kid. So,
He also reveals that he understands capitalist theory.
oh yeah, that's right.
If you show his card to him, he goes, that eschews the nature of free trade. 7 years
What
old.
if you presented him a peanut and he would be like, "Oh, I could exchange that for goods and services."
Yeah, well, they didn't sell peanuts in the vending machine outside of the dressing room. They only sold spaghetti in a can and samurai soda, so...
Damn. Like spaghetti in a can from a vending machine.
Yes.
Actually, I guess that could make sense if there's like a microwave nearby.
That's another
not weird.
conversation. You get the samurai soda one if you're there with Maya, and then the spaghetti in a can is with Mia. And apparently you're supposed to slam the spaghetti in a can in a single drink.
Wow.
Doesn't the
I
first one they say
examined
that it
everything.
doesn't have interesting things. Spaghetti in a can is very interesting.
Sounds terrible.
It does. Well, a lot of the weird like products they sell in the Ace Attorney universe do sound really terrible. There are some I can think of from other games, but I'm not going to talk about them now. I'll talk
Okay.
about them in other games.
I gotta say, I mean, I didn't do any of it because I didn't know it existed, but the dialogue and conversation you can have with Mia is pretty cool. I think just like, I'm not a huge fan of them having Maya turn into Mia again just to like solve your problems with the Cody. It feels kind of lame.
For a while there, I feel like you kind of feel like she made it worse because Cody then testifies against you.
I guess that's fair, yeah.
They're completely defenseless.
I don't know. Any other thoughts on the end of this investigation day before we move on to the trial?
Nah.
The trial though, it was great.
All right.
I have like
Yeah.
the amount of notes I have for like cross-examining Cody is like so much.
Okay,
Day
well,
2 of the trial is my favorite day in the case.
let's get on to the trial then. So, first you call Manila to the stand. I think you have a few objections with him. Maybe I think you had said just 2 earlier.
I think he has like 2 cross examinations. I didn't write down how many. This is just going off of my spotty memory.
Yeah.
So much like Edgeworth, I cannot remember things. Like when they talk about how Mr. Monkey's head is blocking the path to Studio 2. So
Mrs. Monkey.
Yeah.
the murderers could not have crossed with that. Edgeworth just goes, "This was the Mrs. Monkey head."
Yeah.
And then Phoenix just goes, "Somehow, I don't feel like correcting him."
I feel like they completely forgot that at the very end, like on the last day, but we can talk about that then.
Yeah, that felt like a big
No,
flop,
no.
but that kind of just.
It doesn't matter because of what happens during Cody's cross-examination. You basically, on day 2, this is just Ace Attorney, where you kind of prove that your defendant couldn't have done the murder, and then it just kind of keeps going because you don't know who the murderer is.
Yeah, I feel like in America, at least, if you prove like, oh, like it literally couldn't have been my client, then you're like, oh, okay, yeah.
It would be
Like
a
you
separate
don't
trial.
like.
The investigation would continue, and then it would be a separate trial prosecuting.
Yeah,
the
like-
But
experts
this is
on that.
like you have to accuse somebody else, otherwise it has to be your defendant.
Yeah, that's how Ace
Yeah.
Attorney law works.
I know, but like, it's just,
Someone
like,
should go to jail, shouldn't they?
Yeah.
like it's like yeah. I think they do like I forget if it might have been like last case with what's her name? The April May, where they might have said like she was gonna have a separate trial for like perjury or something like that. So like that is kind of
They say the wiretapping
Oh.
Mia's office will be a separate like trial.
well yeah, so like there is like
It's not a
kind
murder
of
case.
implied, but yeah.
Yeah. But after Manila is gone, then you get Hackins. He's too small, so they have to get the judge's donut box for him to stand on. Which I think is pretty funny. Good gag.
Plus- yeah. So the reason Cody exists as a character is specifically for this trial day. They wanted to have a child character at Ace Attorney 1 because they felt like a child would have different reasons for lying on the stand than an adult. Which is why they emphasize, like, oh, he's lying because he looks up to the Steel Samurai so much, which I think is a fun dynamic. That's the main thing I like about Cody, is that he creates that dynamic just by being a child.
Yeah.
I think he's pretty unremarkable as a character besides that, though.
I think
I
that's
think
a good point. It makes it more interesting.
I think Cody's a very fun character because of how everyone else interacts with him, considering he's a child.
Yeah.
Like the part when like Phoenix, Edgeworth, and the judge basically just bullied the kid until like, that really made me. I should have wrote down like why like all three of them like get on with it, and like he just started crying. Like that really made me. That really made me laugh. When Phoenix said you can't handle the truth, and then the kid breaks down crying, which is like Few Good Men reference.
Cody Hackins is the breakdown.
Do you know that movie?
I do not.
Oh, it's Jack Nicholson says it. And also like it has my favorite dialogue from the court when the judge says, "Oh wait, no, that's not my favorite. No, I was thinking something else."
Well, the Cody Hackins testimonies have my favorite line from the case.
Oh no! Oh wait, no, it does say it. It says, "Explain it to me, so I may be shocked with the rest of the court." That's my favorite line.
That is like the judge in a nutshell. My favorite line from Turnabout Samurai is when Cody's like describing the killing blow, and he just goes like, "Samurai stab, samurai punch, samurai kick, samurai slap," and then you're like proving they didn't actually see it. You just go, "What kind of murderer uses a samurai slap?" Great moment. That's not even dialogue you can miss. It's just there in the case.
How would he not know what he uses as a weapon? Because
the Steel Samurai has many finishing moves. This is something that is established in a different case.
Yeah.
A different
Which is also it's also very Sentai, where the Steel Samurai has like a million different things used to finish people off.
Yeah.
I have a niche question about something that we already kind of talked about with the old bag trial.
Yeah.
She like fully claims that she was there in the morning to like fix the spear that got broken and to witness his ankle being broken, or not broken, sprained. But then also says that she got there at 1 o'clock.
She says she got to her station at 1 o'clock. She was watching
so she went back to the security place.
She went to watch the action scene run through because Hammer was going to be in it, and she never misses Hammer running through an action scene because she's obsessed with him.
Yeah.
I see.
I think she said she had like locked the gate or something too, so it didn't matter if anyone showed up.
And then that's probably when Cody showed up, honestly.
Except they didn't block off the grate for some reason. They just don't care about that. But this
and they know that's the problem. That's crazy.
At least in the rest of this trial, it's pretty much just about proving the identity of the person in the Steel Samurai costume, and also the other photo I think that Cody had taken.
Well, I'd say it's mostly about like disproving that Cody saw the murder happen because he's Edgeworth's star witness now. And he did actually see the murder happen, but it turns out the person in the samurai suit was the victim the whole time. Whoa! And that's why the monkey head doesn't matter on the last day, because Jack Hammer showed up to the Studio 2 at around 2 p.m. before the monkey head fell. This is why, or is like, why is this trial still going on for Will? Where it's like, there's no way Will could have done the murder at this point, when we have like documented evidence of Jack Hammer being in a location that Will could not have access at the time of Jack Hammer's death. But whatever.
Also, why didn't they push the kid at all to describe what the murderer looked like? Did they just assume it was the evil magistrate, like someone in that costume? Like,
well, if you press his statements where he talks about seeing the person that was Steel Samurai was fighting, they do ask him. Phoenix asks what he looks like, and he says, "Oh, I don't know. I wasn't paying attention to that. I was just watching the Steel Samurai."
I got the like Well, my headcanon is he was hiding in the bushes and he's a tiny little kid and the samurai suit is huge, so he probably just couldn't see D when it happened.
He said he was also fiddling with his camera.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
That's
he says
also
he
such a no. He would have seen them coming up and like her walking out of the door. Like
It happened at the front of the door. He was facing like he was probably on the staircase. Whatever. It's not that big
that
of a
has to be
deal.
such a specific angle for him to have not seen her at all.
he's
To
7
then
years
not
old.
describe it.
He's 7 years old
He
and
should
he
know
just
better. He's on trial.
I
He's
I
not on
think
trial. Will Powers is on trial. He's just at the trial.
like if I saw like I'm trying to think of like if I had a Silver Samurai equivalent as a kid, but like if I saw like
Spider-Man.
if I saw Batman getting stabbed, I wouldn't pay attention to who stabbed Batman. I'd just be like, holy shit, Batman got
Why
stabbed.
not?
Because like I'd be freaking out that Batman just got stabbed.
You maybe I don't know.
Batman getting stabbed would be pretty scary.
I like that his album has a name. Steel Samurai: Path to Glory.
Yeah, you have to
Oh, yeah,
present
that
that
was
thing
really
so
cute. I love
much.
his journal.
Yeah. I like the evidence that he brings.
Yeah.
I wish we could have looked through it.
This is
That would've
okay.
been a
This is the
lot
part where I'm like, I think maybe in the later Ace Attorney game they would show like a page from it or two, and if you open it, it'd just be like a bunch of CGs of the Steel Samurai, and then you'd have to like point something out in one of those pages at some point during the trial.
Yeah, I
Because
thought
they
it
do
was
get
gonna
more
be...
ambitious
Oh,
with like how much you can examine the evidence later.
yeah, I thought it was gonna be something along the lines of like comparing his stature in the costume to the stature of the other photo, and being like, it's not him, it's someone of a different height. Because I was still convinced for a long time it was the older lady, and like she's shorter or something, or like it could have been Penny or just someone else.
Yeah.
And so that they like the costume was dragging, not that his ankle was.
Penny is too
sprained.
cute to be the murderer. I'm sorry.
No, I don't think it would be Penny. That would have been quite a twist, but I thought they were gonna pull a like play from that. Like you have to compare the book with the photo and his posture, but no.
Yeah, this is the part where I'm like, Ace Attorney 1 is, I'm gonna say it is oddly paced. So,
Yeah.
the whole 3-day trial thing, this is one of the reasons why I'm not like the biggest on Ace Attorney 1 compared to the rest of the series. I like this case, I will say that. Unlike the last two, I actually do like this one. Maybe you could catch me saying I like Turnabout Sisters on some days. I have mixed feelings about it, as I said last time, but the problem is like the structure. There's the 3-day structure I think does not work as well as the 2-day structure, which is why they switched to like only 2 days in the later games.
They do it in 2 days?
Yeah, but the days are longer.
That feels like there's not enough time for progression.
The days are longer. What they would have done if in like this is that Oldbag and Sal would have been together on day 1. You probably would have talked to Sal on the first day of the investigation, like just as, oh, I'm the director, but I wasn't here. Just to introduce him, and then he would have shown up during the trial because Oldbag would have been like, oh, the director was there, and then you would have called him in, there would have been a recess, Sal would have shown up. Then they would have established like the Mr. Monkey stuff then. I was thinking about this pretty hard, as you might have been able to tell.
Yeah.
No way, really?
Yeah, and then you get rid of like a lot of the really confusing elements of day 2 investigation. You can have the 5 years ago stuff and the Cody sequence at the same time. So you're introducing 2 threads at once. Plus, you still end the day with Cody getting to testify because that's obviously where the investigation would end. They usually end with like a big point like that. But then day 2 would just be Cody and Dee together as like the last 2 witnesses. Cody proves that you actually had Studio 2, so then you call in Dee and then you finish it off there, you know? I think that's what they would have done if this was a modern Ace Attorney case. It's just Ace Attorney 1 it prefers shorter individual segments, which I do not agree with. I like them longer, but meatier. It's just my preference for how the cases are structured. I think it's most people's it's probably the team's preference, because it's not what they went with for every other case. Every other game, I mean. Not every case is 2 days long. Some are 1. Some are 1 investigation, 1 trial. Some are 1 trial. Some are 2.
Would you say it makes them feel less streamlined? Because I feel like there is like a one path forward sort of thing on these trials.
Well, I feel like this is the nature of Ace Attorney, because it is a linear like set of events.
Yeah.
Because you can't like the problem is like there'd be so much extra writing if you had to if you could like the testimonies could occur in like any order, or you could like potentially like skip them, and I don't think they're interested in that. because the stuff in Ace Attorney is like very designed in a way to like it's hard to write an Ace Attorney case because you have to push the player into thinking in certain ways and like purposely misdirect them at times.
Yeah.
If you're like trying, so you do act there. That's like the argument, and what I believe is that they should be like linear events where, and especially like, I think investigations are fine to be like non-linear where you can like do stuff in a certain order as long as you do everything. But like the actual trials and stuff, everything has to happen in a set order.
Yeah.
There's too much writing in them.
All right. Well.
Anyway, that's my long rant about Ace Attorney pacing, and Ace Attorney 1 in specific.
I think I did. I mean, I like the second day and the revelations that happened in it.
Yeah, the second day of the trial is my favorite day. The second day of the investigation is my least favorite. Is my least favorite segment because it's really confusing for no reason.
Yeah.
Revelations.
I almost felt like Phoenix's like discovery of like it was Hammer that was in the costume felt like a little quick, but maybe maybe my brain just doesn't work
I guess
like that.
yeah. Once
I'm not
they
an attorney.
established that it wasn't old bag, I don't know. I don't really.
This
know
is
what else
another
I can
Ace Attorney 1 is kind of suffering for being Ace Attorney 1. What they probably would have done in a later game is they would have made you present the profile, been like, who was in the costume then, and make you work it out for yourself so it feels more natural. Ace Attorney 1, they didn't think of presenting the profiles during the trial at that point, so you're just stuck with the multiple choice. Oh well, Steel Samurai was the victim. It's what you should be saying. So you kind of have to make that jump then, as opposed to making it for yourself, which can make those sorts of logical leaps feel more extreme when you're not doing it yourself. I think it feels a bit better in person, as opposed to like watching it, but it's still not perfect. I prefer the portrait presenting method that they adopted later on.
Yeah. Or maybe
that
like
sort of
mentioning
thing.
something about like how the evil magistrate costume didn't have any like blood in it.
They
Like
do
something along
mention
those
this.
lines.
Well, they do say they say the scene is very clean on the first day, but I don't think they say anything more than that. I think Maya just says, well, somebody says like, well, maybe the blood just got absorbed into the costume. They kind of just brush it off.
Yeah.
Maybe
Like, would
that
you
probably
look at that?
they didn't have access to the costume. The defense, only the prosecution did. That was never presented. They probably would have made the costume evidence on a later day and it would say like probably like light blood stains, and then I don't know. There would be like, I think if it was written later, it would probably be evidence. They're a bit weird with like what gets into the court record in Ace Attorney 1. It's something I noticed during this case.
And they burned the Jack costume.
They
samurai.
burned the Steel Samurai costume. Yeah.
Damn.
This is so sad.
I mean, they could just
Yeah,
make
not the
another
Jack
one.
costume.
Yeah. All right.
Well, no, now he's gonna be the pink princess afterwards. Wink, wink.
All right. Well, we got
Oh,
the
yeah, that's
investigation and the trial for the last day now. Investigation for the third day. Basically, this is them just going around trying to figure out all the stuff that they figured out from the second day, and eventually accusing D.
Yeah, it's mostly the third investigation day is mostly about like getting backstory, where you learn about like the stuff that it's been alluded to a couple of times before the case, but 5 years ago there was an accident on the film studio, and
The rumor.
some guy died.
Yeah.
His name is Manuel. That's basically all we know about him. This is another thing where I keep saying this, but if this is a later Ace Attorney game, you would have gotten more details about who he was.
Mm.
I am of the camp that believes some things that I'll talk about probably on Trial 3 when we get there about Manuel, but
They just got better at making games and like fully fleshing it out through the years.
Yeah, it's Ace Attorney. It's like the same thing where I say about like when I talk about like other firsts in the series, where it's like a lot of the stuff like the jank is just they were still figuring things out.
I'm sure I'll be pleasantly surprised with the later games then.
But I do think it was a bit of a missed opportunity for the reminiscence theme for this case. It's called like a Light and Shadow at the film studio. Boys are talking about the accident. It should have been a remix of the Steel Samurai theme.
That would have been cool.
That was a really good theme. Does it play any time else?
They really don't have a lot
like-
of differentiating. A
The
lot of different.
the
things
reminiscence
like
themes are generally pretty tied to the case they show up in. I believe it only shows up in this case.
Oh.
Light and Shadow at the film studio does.
Hmm.
I
Well-
have listened to all the reminiscence themes several times because I'm weird.
So eventually, Phoenix and Maya, they get the information about Dee being tied to like the mafia from Old Bag. I think that's also where they get the picture of Jackhammer from.
Yeah, Old Bag has a copy of the picture because she stole
Yeah.
it off of the guy who took it. Because she's
He's a
obsessed with
huge
Jackhammer.
Jackhammer fan.
Yeah.
Held on to the picture of him accidentally killing somebody.
Yep.
That's the Old Bag. And then they go to confront Dee about it.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Speaking of like them getting a picture from Old Bag, because she's mostly just a comic relief character, but they kind of send her off pretty respectfully in this case.
Yeah.
Where it's just like she just kind of has a sad moment where she realizes like this guy she idolized is like was driven so far to do what he did. And she goes, "Oh, Jack," and then she just leave her. It's like, wow, that's kind of like probably the heaviest hitting moment she'll ever see.
Yeah, I feel like the way they ended Old Bag's, I guess, kind of arc in this case leaves her as probably my favorite character that they introduced in this one.
Oh, Old Bag is definitely a favorite character introduced in this case. It's Old Bag and then D as my like top two. Then I guess Cody, Penny, Sal at bottom.
I don't know if I would go that hard in ranking them, but I would definitely say Old Bag is my favorite from here.
Yeah,
Like-
I agree.
I like Cody a lot, but I think that was more just how the fact that he was a child, and that was funny.
Yeah, so you go to present the photo to D for some reason. I really don't know why Phoenix is like so insistent on doing this in this game. But you show the photo of the incident to D, and she goes, "Oh, person who knows that I have mafia ties. Why don't you go into this trailer with frosted windows with only me?" And then Phoenix goes, "What a great idea! I will follow you." And then he gets attacked by the Yakuza. Wow, what a surprise, Phoenix! A real brain genius you are. Go follow the woman who you know has criminal ties into a room with one exit.
Yeah,
This was like the
unfortunately,
best. It was the best moment of Gumshoe. Like
It is
Probably
a pretty good
ever,
moment.
unfortunately,
Yeah, like-
Phoenix can't get over his obsession with shoving evidence in clearly the killer's face. But
Yeah. I don't think this is quite as bad as the red white one, but it's just because there weren't really any consequences to it.
Yeah, I will say that I had completely forgotten about how in the second day investigation they actually like kind of set up Gumshoe listening in on them for like this scene to happen when he barges in and them talking to Cody and arrest him. Like
Yeah,
I kind
this
of
is-
felt like it made it more natural when it happened in this one, and it was like a cool moment.
Yeah. It's a rare competent Gumshoe where he decides that the protagonists are the one finding everything, so he just follows them around
Yeah.
secretly.
I
I
like
mean,
how they
you
set
know-
that up.
That's why he never got a
Also-
salary cut during this case.
also like I mean like Gumshoe's genuinely kind of competent the entire case. Like he was like after I think it was the first day he was like, okay, yeah, like you you did something at Edgeworth. I think like this is when like Gumshoe stops being like as openly antagonistic. It's kind of like a similar thing to Edgeworth though, where I'm a bit disappointed it was so fast. I kind of like in my head like I thought Gumshoe was a bit more antagonistic for like until the last case and
I don't
moving
really
on to
like
Allie. Like,
Gumshoe being like super antagonistic. I said I didn't like him very much or I found him hard to sympathize. I don't remember what I said about Turnabout Sisters Gumshoe, but I liked him a lot more in this case. They
Yeah.
fixed
yeah,
it.
I love Gumshoe's like my favorite detective, so I'm biased.
My favorite. He's not my favorite detective. I think other people in the server made who my favorite detective is.
Well, Bob,
If
I
you've paid
really
attention to
like.
what I've said over the years.
I really like Bobby Fulbright. To be fair, he's great, and it might just be because like he has my favorite theme in this series. I really like Dual Destinies. I'm excited when we talk about that one.
I like
Simon.
every Ace Attorney game, but
Si-
Dual Destinies is good. I like
Well,
every Ace
Simon,
Attorney
What
game.
about you, Allie? What did you think about the end of this investigation?
Allie, what's your opinion on Simon Blackwell?
Simon Blackwell. I don't know.
Quill. Black Quill.
I thought that's
Oh,
what I
my
said.
bad. I don't know.
Well,
You know, I think it Also, similar to the last case where it kind of felt like it happened suddenly, but I appreciate that they kind of had like 2 layers of it finishing, where she was like, I lose, and then later on, like, I lose again. I don't know, I felt like it was less of a sudden thing, even though it still felt like a, well, it's the
How did
last
you
day
feel
and you're
about
guilty.
How'd you feel about the world famous "Get 'em boys" moment when T calls in the mafia?
That was
Oh, I
funny.
was gonna ask, do you guys have a favorite goon? Because I think mine would be goon number 4.
I'm looking at the image right now. I
I
like
did
the
not
guy with the
remember
red tie
his.
the most.
Is that like the Waluigi looking one? I liked him.
I think I hate Waluigi.
I kind of like the second goon. I like his haircut. I like that he's also like supposed to be smoking something, but he's not. He just has a toothpick in his mouth. So
I like the one who's smoking something looks like a Yakuza character.
that's kind of weird that they couldn't like make it a smoke, but then also D just smokes anyways.
Yeah.
Maybe it's different because it's a cigar. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sometimes people just have like toothpicks in their mouth as like their thing instead of a cigarette.
Yeah, I mean that's fair.
I've seen that in places.
Okay, well, anyways, we get on to the last trial day. This is pretty much the day where, I mean, to me, it feels like Edgeworth is the most kind of like not antagonistic toward you whatsoever. It's kind of a weird day. There's some funny lines in it though. In my
They
opinion.
kind of bring it up in the day 3 investigation where like she's like, oh, the police are like divided if we should continue pursuing Will, even though he's like blatantly innocent, but whatever. Or if we should like look into somebody else as the killer. And that's what I think Edgeworth is kind of stuck where he's like, obviously Dee's the killer by this point. And because like Edgeworth's philosophy that he explains in the Turnabout Sisters is that the reason he goes so hard into like accusing people isn't just because it's not because he wants to win, it's because he doesn't trust anyone. He believes that if you're in the defendant's chair, you must be guilty, so he'll do everything that he can do to prove it. And so he's faced with like, he knows Will Powers is innocent, he knows D. Vasquez is guilty. Does he still want to pursue Will, because even though like it's his job to do it? I think it works pretty well.
I agree. I also like, that's kind of like the impression I always have with this case, but like after watching it again, I genuinely am kind of going with the whole like, he's just kind of pissed with the entire studio angle of it. Like they've been uncooperative, they've been keeping secrets with him. Like, I think it's a bit of both, where he's also like, it is a moral punishment for him, but at the same time, it's kind of easy for him because he's like, I don't like these people. So like
I mean, yeah,
like, that's why I'm saying it's like both. Like, I'm not like disagreeing with you. I'm saying like, I think the fact that they have been like so mafia and like uncooperative with him, like made it easy for him to do the jump.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
I mean, Phoenix literally says at the start of the day, like, Edgeworth seems on edge, so he's feeling edgy.
He's on edge, ... Worth.
Yeah.
I did really fucking love Edgeworth's like flip at the end of the trial. I thought that was really well done, and it like shows that he is more on the side of justice.
Yeah.
Rather than just being like a straight out jerk. I don't know. It felt fun that they were kind of like teaming up together, even if it's not exactly
even
what
as
was
a
happening.
prosecutor,
It
it's
was really
probably
cute.
not what he should be doing, but
Yeah.
like, at that point, even the evidence is, kind of convincing.
But again, he's prosecuting against Will Powers. Like she's not his client. I mean,
Yeah.
like
He's just
kind
a
of, but
witness.
like not really. Yeah, she was just a witness. So I think he's totally.
I mean, technically she's supposed to be a
Right to do
witness
that.
for the prosecution, and he's kind of turning on her, but...
Yeah. But also it's based. He's so based.
It is based. I think it is an anime court. This is the right thing to do, so I'm all for Edgeworth turning on his witness. I think it's a very good Edgeworth moment. I have always been this is the part of I think sometimes I'm tempted to think of Turnabout Samurai as like, oh, this is the filler case of Ace Attorney 1 where nothing really happens, but I do think it's a pretty big moment for setting up like the next case is the last case in Ace Attorney 1, kind of. And I think it's important to set that up. The DS re-release added a case in that case is definitely canon.
Yeah. Before we go any further, oh, sorry, you go, Puffy. Actually,
I'm just gonna say I disagree that it's filler. It adds a lot of like the whole stepladder thing. Like
Oh wait,
the-
I was trying to say sometimes it feels like filler, but that does have important moments like that in it. I got sidetracked during my own speech.
like Will
Sorry.
Powers. Oh, sorry. I was just adding like more stuff you mentioned, like Will Powers, Old Bag, Steel Samurai. Like this all comes up again.
I mean, yeah.
Like it's like it's obviously like not related to the whole like Fae dynasty, like Fae storyline that like is in these games, but like the overarching story. But like it's probably one of the more important ones, honestly.
Yeah.
I
And
feel
I'm
like
also-
it's
I'm
extremely.
also-
I mean, we can't really go into the case after this though, but it's extremely important in setting up things for the next case. Just like,
Yeah.
yeah. Um. But what I was going to say, completely unrelated. One of my favorite lines in this entire, or well, things that can happen in this trial, is that objection that you have about Dee eating the steak.
Oh yeah, that's a great
Whatever.
moment.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
actually just accuse her of things without getting any penalties at all. And I
Yeah, because
love
the
that
penalty
you.
bar doesn't pop up.
I love that you can accuse Dee of eating the bone of the T-bone steak.
She did
She
it.
ate the bone too.
Yeah.
Or Your Honor, she ate a boneless steak. Right? Say that was true. What exactly would that prove?
Oh, that's so good. I'm glad that they let you see that without taking any penalties at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's some wrong dialogue options in later Ace Attorney games where they only work because you take damage for choosing them. But I am glad that you're encouraged to see those if you don't if you notice the penalty bar doesn't pop up.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of one moment in specific that I will talk about much later from now when we get to it. But,
Yeah, but pretty much they go through all the evidence against Dee, like how the murder actually happened, how the body was moved. But then I guess they get to the point where she's saying there's no like physical evidence or motivation. for the
yeah,
killing.
you proved that she could have killed him, and then she's like, okay, you win. I could have killed him. I didn't though. There's no evidence that proves I did. And then Fuchsia goes, dang, she
Yeah.
got
Yeah,
me.
there was evidence.
And then
then,
Edgeworth pulls a gamer play where he's like, actually, I have an objection. And that objection is, I have not thought of it yet.
Yeah, and then they talk her a bit longer. And Edgeworth objects again and be like, and it's like, could you testify again?
He has
So
a
that's a good
great
Edgeworth
line
line.
where he says, indeed, verily, I say, ergo.
Go.
Truly one of his greatest lines.
Yeah. So I don't remember. Do you have to prove her motive like after you prove that she could have done it? In like classic Ace Attorney fashion, where they're like, "Well, I had no motive." And it's like, "Well, Powers didn't have a motive either. Why do we have to prove this?"
They did do the motive stuff.
Is it? I don't remember the exact order of the trial, but this is what I wanted to talk about when we were talking about like day 3. There's a fan thing that I have subscribed to where the reason why she went so hard on Jackhammer after Manuel died is because she was in a relationship with Manuel. If the dialogue where you have in the flashback where it's like she finds out Manuel is dead can read as that, and therefore I do.
I see.
I ship D Vasquez with this random dead guy. Woo!
Why would she cover it up?
Because she likes having power.
Yeah.
She can make Jackhammer suffer more, being forced to play all these dumb villain roles that he doesn't like, that he hates.
Blackmail,
Yeah.
pretty much.
It's a
Mafia.
theme.
I
At
mean,
the
she was
very
already
end-
working with the Mafia back then. She's not exactly on the up and up.
The very last thing that they prove is why she did it, like what reason that she
Okay.
did to. Before all
I thought
that,
it-
they do like the how it could have happened. How
Yeah.
they moved the body and stuff.
I thought the last thing was the testimony she does where you're talking about like after they found the body and she just goes, I didn't bring the script and stuff. And then Phoenix just goes, why? And she goes, oh, well, there was a murder, of course. Which I find, I mean, like, I really like that moment. I think it's a classic. I think it works really well. I like when the culprit slips up on something dumb like that. That's not what proves her like testimony is completely dead. She goes, "Oh, I was mistaken. I knew Hammer was injured." And then you were like, "Hammer wasn't injured, you moron."
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
got
that
really
testimony a lot.
I got really stuck on that when I was doing it because like I kind of like just read Hammer as powers and I like where do I object? And then eventually I was like, wait a second.
Yeah. I will
did the
say
stupid.
she is immediately a better like villain than
Yeah,
gosh, I can't even remember his name.
Red, white.
Red White was.
That is the lowest bar possible though.
Yeah.
I also like even though like she starts out suspicious and then you find out that like oh she's been blackmailing what's his face Will, but that doesn't necessarily mean she's guilty because if anything that kind of proves like she wouldn't want to kill him. So like it's kind of like it's a cool little plot. I wouldn't call it a plot twist because like by that point you already know Will is up to something and it's kind of obvious like yep sorry you already yeah Will is up to something. He's counting those sheep.
Yeah.
But like you know Jack is up to something, but it's like I think it's pretty easy to put 1 and 2 together. Like, oh, he wants to kill her because he's mad of the blackmail, but it's just a cool little like.
Yeah, I do like the setup for the case where like the victim did like 90% of it and then just died at the end trying to execute their murder plan.
How sharp is that fence? Like that's
something to kill them. So
that's something I didn't write about in my notes, but I always mildly question. It's like, why did Goomb? I understand covering up the murder and like maybe keeping the set, but why did they also keep the fence that already killed someone?
Yeah.
Also, like you notice that like one of the I don't know what to call it, spades for lack of a better word, is like pointed, and like I wonder if like it's the exact same like he fell in the exact same one all those years ago.
I wonder how many times in Ace Attorney, Phoenix, like the protagonist goes, "What happened back then happened again," dramatically, because it's definitely at least once. It definitely feels like more than once as someone who has played all the games.
But yeah, anything else about the last trial then? I felt like it was a fine ending to the thing.
I forgot.
It's better than the second case for sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
animation-wise, I always feel like I always feel like Dee's breakdown is like really anticlimactic because all she does is just snap her little cigarette holder thing, whatever it is. I don't smoke.
She's pretty cool.
I like
it. Works. It works for how she is. I don't know. I definitely feel like it would be more over the top in modern Ace Attorney.
Yeah.
She's kind of like a subversion of like the Ace Attorney thing, which is kind of funny considering she's like the third person. So I think they like I don't know. I kind of want to like wrap it up. I was just gonna say like I feel like they kind of go over the top sometimes with the modern breakdowns.
I like the over the top ones.
I thought it was okay, but not amazing or anything.
Yeah, I'm on the same boat. I think it works, but I think they could have sold it a bit more.
All right. Well, Will Powers is given the not guilty verdict.
He's innocent.
And then you go out in the defendant lobby, and Edgeworth like says that you made him have unnecessary feelings, and he gives you a warning to never cross him again. So that happens.
He also tells Will's Powers that he's a big fan, and he just kind of walks away.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure Maya and Phoenix think that he's joking. So.
That he's lying. He's just trying to suck up.
Yeah. But that is quite a famous line.
It is
unnecessary
famous
feelings.
I'm like one of the few people who doesn't ship right in Edgeworth, so I mean it doesn't really. Yeah.
It was just my final note was Edgeworth is my autistic icon. Like
I don't really ship Edgeworth with anyone, to be fair.
No, I don't either. That's why I call him autistic. I think he's just like an awkward little boy.
I love him.
I like him too. I just don't think he and Phoenix are the thing.
Yeah.
My favorite prosecutor is not Edgeworth. My favorite prosecutor is powered by the two powers of rampant alcoholism and rampant racism.
I thought you were gonna say wine and thighs.
They're very powerful
Uh,
powers.
But yeah, that's pretty much the case. All wrapped up. I feel like we got most of our thoughts out on it. I mean, it's better than the last two, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I think it's
Pretty
still one of
easy.
my favorites. It holds a soft spot for me.
I think it's a pretty vanilla case overall. I wouldn't call it one of my super favorites, but it's definitely still like it's better than fine, that's for sure. So
Yeah, speaking of better than fine, on the emotion chart, I read it better than fine. I read it pleasant.
pleasant.
Whoa!
Okay.
That's huge.
Well, I guess we're going in reverse order this time. Okay, then next would be Allie. So Allie, how would
I
you rate this
posted mine
case?
in VC End already.
Oh, okay.
But I put it
Outstanding.
as an outstanding. Again, this is it's subject to change later on when I get more context from the other games. But for a first time, I really enjoyed this case. I thought it was quaint. Thought I had a good story. Thought I had a good like surprises. I do certain parts I wish I had more, but like overall, I was really happy with it.
Yeah. All right. What about you, Fluffy?
Really liked it. I don't know. Still one of my favorites, I think.
Fluffy, you're supposed to give it. What does
Yeah,
Fluffy
you're
do?
supposed to
it
give a number
numbers.
score out of 10.
Was it 1 to 10
That's
or?
what
Oh,
you
that's
did.
my bit.
Yeah.
8.5.
8.5. Yeah, that's pretty high. That doesn't seem very high for like one of your favorite cases of all time, but I
What
mean,
do you-
it's your list. It's your list. So.
I don't know.
I mean, I'm just
I'm really
ranking
bad
them.
at rating.
I'm just ranking them in order, so it goes at the top of the list. Not much more to say.
We should have made you first. Why are you doing the opposite order?
Well, you went first this time, so that's why we're going in opposite order.
Well, I was cued because I said it was better than fine. That was exactly where I put it. It's better than fine, so I had to say it.
That's fair.
It was a joke. You don't understand.
Yeah, it was like literally cueing me to talk. It was like the guy was on the stage and he was like, "It's your line."
That's okay. Well, I mean, we could just reverse the order every single week. How about that? So I'll go first next week. I'll try not to inadvertently cue you.
Fluffy and I will always be in the center, apparently.
That's what the centrists say when they're ready to vote for the center candidate.
Well, in the recording, you're on the far right. I would
Whoa.
say.
I guess that checks out. Wait, no.
Anyways, I guess we need to end this now. So I'll go down the
I'm
line
gonna
again.
end this.
Goom, what thing do you want to shout out?
You can find me sitting at the side of the street on Make a Star 7. Roll me up, please. I'm desperate to be in a Katamari.
Okay. What about you, Fluffy?
I am. My brain has shut down.
Okay. What about you, Allie?
You can commission me for crochet and/or other things on Ko-fi at Sour and Angelic.
All right. And much like a cross-examination, you can press the like and subscribe button if you found any contradictions in this
Yeah, if you find a contradiction, you have to subscribe to the channel.
in this podcast weekly episode. And also, I'll just say it here. If you're interested in joining the Duckpond, go look at the Duckpond wiki because for some reason YouTube really doesn't like links in the descriptions. So I'm not going to put any, unless it's like a link to a YouTube channel. But yeah, thanks for joining for this week. We'll be back next week probably with case 1-4, which I don't remember the name of, but yeah, look forward to that. We'll have a lot of thoughts on that. It's a pretty important case. All right. Bye.
Bye.